Good morning, everyone. All right. Oh, Shane. The sense of humor. All right. So, welcome to once again another cereal breakfast. Um, Welcome to another session. Today, we're going to be talking about the art of asking. Um, so, a brief introduction of who I am. Uh, I'm Carmelo Establier. I'm the Internal Communications and Employee Brand Manager for Gaming Innovation Group. A master's in Language and Linguistics by the University of Aberdeen. I'm a photographer as well. And I enjoy web and social media technologies. That's also part of the reason why I work for Geek. And I'm a gamer and PC builder on my free time. So, the inspiration for this talk, it's a book written by Amanda Palmer. I don't know if any of you have read it or have watched the TED Talk. Amanda, in this book, essentially talks about her experience asking people for things and how important it is sometimes to have our pride, keep it to ourselves, and sometimes ask for help to people, and being able to actually communicate with people and share things with them. In that TED Talk, she actually has a very brief version of the book where she talks about the experience of her being a street artist and asking people for money, begging. At the end of the day, is asking. So, and I also want to share with you my asking story. I had a very similar story to Amanda's in the sense of the begging. Somehow, I was called at some point 2.0 beggar. So I applied for an Erasmus grant when I was a student at the University of Seville. Um, when I applied for that grant, I realized that the money was not going to be enough to sustain myself when I was in Aberdeen. So I decided to go on social media. I would go on Twitter and ask people whether they want to sponsor me. I just tweeted a couple of times, and it actually ended up working, to my surprise, actually. This company called Erasmus it used to be a social network for Erasmus students that then got purchased by Erasmusu, which is a much bigger now company. And they offered me to sponsor me and to put me in touch with other people, in the industry and stuff that would be able to sponsor me with things like, for example, flights. They will be able to sponsor me with I don't know. What else did they give me? Yeah, food, clothes, a landline as well. They pay for my phone bills. It was quite interesting, actually. In return, I agreed to actually create a video blog and share my experience with the world and assist other Erasmus students in accomplishing their dream of becoming an Erasmus student and being successful at it. So, part of the success, actually, I got, well, this is the website where you could find me. At the time, I had sideburns and I looked like an Amish farmer. I was really, really sexy, as you can tell. I had my YouTube channel, which looked a little bit different to today's YouTube channel layout, but it was there. And I got featured in national television, primetime, radio news. I got interviewed on the radio, newspapers, and many other places. You have to take into consideration I was 23 years old, and I had created a nationwide social media campaign just by asking one question. So bear in mind with me. But I also thought that it was really important to give back. So when you ask, it's important that there is a certain level of reciprocation. So when I arrived to Aberdeen, I felt that I had to give back something, not only the blog that I had said that I had to, at some point, create, because obviously I had signed a contract for a sponsorship, and I had to deliver that. So at the University of Aberdeen, as far as already some of you know, there is societies that do certain activities, and they will deliver certain knowledge to students outside of the classroom. One of them was the Photography Society. As you know, I'm a photographer. So I joined them at the time, just with no pretensions whatsoever. I just joined as a student. And later on, I discovered that I could share my knowledge as well. And a lot of people were asking me questions about how to do things. So I decided to join. These were the lovely people. We were a very small group, but very together. And we went on trips and we took workshops and things like that. We had a small studio as well. And we were sharing that sort of thing. So the whole point of this introduction is, why do people ask? Okay. And people will ask for information. You might know something. You might not know something that maybe somebody else knows. You might ask for things. Like, for example, you might need, I don't know, a pen, something like that, or you might not have money at the time, like it was my case. You might ask for favors, like you can ask your neighbor maybe for just to take care of your kid. It might actually improve your life in general, or for help in general. Sometimes we just can't do things by our own, and we need people to actually help us, and we have to know why to ask. But we come to the problem that I think people don't ask enough, and the reasons are mainly fear of rejection. People think that they're going to, most of the time, that they're going to get a no as an answer, or a negative reaction from the person in front of them. And I think it's very important that we take into consideration that if you don't ask for something, the no is automatic. You're already being rejected if you don't ask. So it's really important that we take the courage and take into consideration the person in front of us might say yes. So why not ask? Lack of self-confidence, again, coming back to fear of rejection. Sometimes we think that we're not worth of the help. Sometimes we think that we're not worth of that information, or that we're not at the level that we think. I don't know, here in this company, for example, we're part of a team, and we're able to, I don't know, as part of a team, we should be able to ask our colleagues for help, and no, it should not be a problem to feel that less or more than somebody else. And again, overestimating yourself. Sometimes you think that you don't need help, that you don't need that information, that you can do it by yourself. But it's important to ask people what you want to do, how you want to do it, and ask them for example, for their advice, what they think. I think that's important. So what you can do, you should be asking more. Like I said before, it's very important that you ask yourself every day whether the person in front of you knows a little bit more than me, and that's okay. And I think you should ask, ask, ask. Because if you don't ask, you already have a no as an answer. Thank you very much. 5 minutes for questions if you want. See, that's the point. Go for it. All right. If you want to, yeah. You want to say here because otherwise I can hear you.
For me, it's just very interesting that you ask. It's really real, you know. I mean, if you don't ask, it's a sure no, like exactly as you said, you know. And I've experienced that a lot. And actually, where I used to work before, we were not much bigger company, but it was different, you know. The dynamics were different. And to get something, you really had to ask. So you had to kind of break your barriers and really go up and say, listen, I need this or that, you know. I mean, in this company, it feels much different. This company, sometimes you have things when you don't even need to ask for them. You know, it's different. But where I used to work before, it was so different. Like, there were so many people, and you're just one little person, and no one knows you. And, you know, you need to kind of put yourself forward and really ask. And it's true. Most of the times, you actually get a yes, you know. And I'm like, oh my God, you know, I'm really getting all the time you want, really. So it works. It really works.
Any other testimonials, questions? Yeah, essentially, yeah. Yeah.
If you if if you don't ask, it's an automatic no. I like that part of what you said. It was the same for me in my last company as well. If you didn't ask, you certainly wouldn't get. They would sit there for years and not give you anything because their take on things was, well, if they're not asking, then they're happy. They don't want anything. So if you don't want if you don't ask for something, the people who have what you need will probably assume that you're okay and that you're fine and you don't need anything. So the only way you can let them know you're not okay or that you want something is you have to go there and put yourself forward, you know?
Thank you. All right, guys, thank you very much. Is there any questions from the stream? Can you check, Nisar? 1 second. Somebody asking? Or in Geeks Disconnect, maybe? All right. Nothing there? All right. So thank you very much, and enjoy your breakfast, guys. Thank you.